Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gashi's Kaiman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. By the way, let me know how is the weather wherever you are going. Ladies and gentlemen, when the history of this great nation will be written, William Samuruto, the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya, will occupy a chapter that will actually shock many Kenyans. When the history of this country will be written, William Samuruto will occupy many dark chapters. Let me ask you a simple question. What do you think William Samuruto will be remembered for? When William Samuruto is mentioned, when his name is mentioned, what comes to your mind? Maybe you can let me know what comes to your mind anytime the president's name is mentioned. But according to me, these are the various chapters that will be written about William Samuruto. Number one is about the unkept promises. Many would call them lies. And when William Samuruto speaks, many people do not believe whatever he's saying. Anytime William Samuruto promises anything, because he came with so many promises, never to fulfill any one promise. So when you look at that chapter, it will be dark, very dark indeed. Number two, William Samuruto will be remembered for what happened in this country in June 25th, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, the youth of this great nation took over parliament. They impeached parliament. They literally went inside parliament and stormed. This happened, and it was followed by massive killing of the youth and abductions. A series of abductions. People disappeared, others never to be seen again. This is also a very, very dark chapter. And you know, we cannot run away from the truth. Facts are stubborn because you cannot run away from them. And this chapter about the abductions and invasion of parliament will be told in many generations. I think we have not had parliament being actually overrun by citizens. I think when it happened, it was so many years ago in UK, and maybe the historians can remind me when this took place, because this was a first one. And you remember the way BBC also came up with a series about the blood parliaments, and the government was not very, very happy. But the fact of the matter is that abductions and invasion of parliament is something that to be written by historians. The other thing is about the impeachment of Rigathi Shagua. Rigathi Shagua stood with William Samuruto. He defended William Samuruto. He was one person who campaigned for him. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, was actually demeaned. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was portrayed as a thief. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was portrayed as a conman. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was portrayed as somebody who is not sincere. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was shown as somebody who does not know what he was doing. And people would tell him, Mariza Wede. When William Samuruto took over, Gachagua, 2 years down the line, was actually shown the door. Today, Rigathi Gachagua is the greatest critic. He's the greatest problem as far as William Samuruto is concerned. He is giving William Samuruto a hell of time. William Samuruto is crushing his head. William Samuruto is burning the midnight oil to see how he's going to handle Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua most likely will make William Samuruto a one-term president. Rigathi Gachagua is a person who is actually very, very powerful as far as the politics of this nation is concerned. I cannot see any other person who is capable of mobilizing a multitude like Rigathi Gachagua today. And this one happened only because William Samuruto made the worst decision of his life. The other chapter that will be written is all over today's newspaper today. Is about our education. William Samuruto actually destroyed our education, if you ask me. When you look at the higher education, universities collapsed. When you look at higher education, he introduced what he calls the new funding model, a model that has left many students at home, a model that has left many people unable to pay school fees, a model that has impoverished this nation. William Samoei Ruto actually made many universities to be on their knees. University of Nairobi is on its knee. Eldoret University, others like Moi University, so many. And today, many universities are just walking on one leg. And one leg is in the top. The other one is actually on the ground. That is the state of our education. Then comes the health sector. A health sector that is sick. A health sector that introduced SHA. A health sector where people are actually, the doctors are striking every day. A health sector that was never devolved when it was supposed to be completely devolved to the counties. William Samuruto has continued to control the health sectors. William Samuruto has continued to allocate billions to the Ministry of Health. And this money is supposed to go to the counties. But as we know, that the health sector is managed from State House. And many people were wondering why William Samuruto did not bother to improve the NHIF, which had worked for Kenyans. William Samoei Ruto actually destroyed Leader Mama. William Samoei Ruto actually left even high school student. Remember, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had brought what we called Edu Afia. He had called it. And today, if you ask me, if there's one area that William Samoei Ruto has failed, it is on the health sector. And it does not end there. William Samoei Ruto introduced punitive taxes. He introduced taxes to workers to pay for houses that they will never occupy, workers to actually get less than what they are taxed. A take home for worker is usually less than 50%. This is a country whereby workers do not actually enjoy the fruit of their labor. It is a government that enjoys the fruit of their labor. William Samoei Ruto also introduced NSSF, money that is taxed, and I don't know. And William Samoei Ruto, when we look at it from all angles, you realize that even when he's telling Kenyans that the housing sector is working, the truth of the matter is that it is shrinking. The constructions of this country is shrinking. It was better when it was left to the private sector. As in this case, I want to agree with Raila Amolo Odinga that even if we are to construct houses, this one should be left to the counties, not the national government. Ladies and gentlemen, when the history of this nation will be written, William Samoei Ruto will occupy a very dark chapter. Maybe you can write in the comment section something else that you think when the history of this nation will be written, something that will make William Samoei Ruto to be remembered. Otherwise, that is my take. Have a blessed Tuesday. Till next time. Bye-bye.